Hazard, good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well and you had an excellent weekend. We have Vanessa joining us today, and we're going to basically dive into dating to help some of the lads out there with a bit of ideas. Also, we're going to discuss the various types of dating, and everyone's obviously welcome to join in. I know that just a little bit during the show, we will maybe post the link if someone wants to join the chat. But basically, I think it's so important. How's it, JC? For Flurry Nessa, for people to be aware of how to conduct themselves on a date, what to expect. Also, with all these apps like Tinder and dating. Hello, Niku. What's basically happening in the space. So, maybe we'll ask that question just now. So Vanessa and I were talking, and she was saying, okay, so what were you saying about dating, Vanessa?
Okay. So people don't know, the whole word dating has changed. Like the word gay used to mean happy. Now it means something different. So the concept of dating has changed. Now it's like exclusive. You meet somebody, exclusive, jump in bed, sex, break up, move in, whatever. But the actual concept of dating from the 50s was you have multiple partners, but you don't sleep with them. What a novel idea. You actually get to know them. You actually get to know them before you decide to jump into the sack. If you decide to do that, which at some point, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But when you do that, you're also not placed under pressure to be with somebody, and you can make a choice because it takes time to know somebody. If what you really want to do is have a long-term relationship, it takes time to know somebody. And jumping into bed too quickly is just bypassing all those steps between 1 and 12 steps of intimacy to getting to know somebody. You go from step 2 or 3 straight to step 12. And all of those steps are there for a reason. It's to build intimacy, to build trust, so that when you do finally sleep together, it really is supposed to be an ultimately orgasmic experience, souls meeting, that kind of thing. But what it is just gratification. And this is the thing. It's like, okay, so you jump into bed and you have sex. Okay, so what you're going to do for the other 10 hours of the day if you're with this person? Sex can become schmecks after a while. It's like
can become what? Schmecks.
Schmecks. It's like, schmeck. And then it's the same old thing, and then you get bored, and then maybe it starts getting a little bit darker, a little bit dirtier, because now you need to get your rocks on. It's like because they've gone too full ball into the whole sex thing instead of learning what intimacy is. And that's a very scary word for a man, intimacy. It's actually a very scary word for a lot of women as well. People don't want to be intimate. I think they just want to have sex and move on. And the people that do want to make long-lasting connections because of the way society is and how we've grown up in the media and all kinds of stuff, you've missed all those steps of connecting with somebody in between. You don't even know about them. And then you land up in the same that same kind of thing. It just becomes like about sex. It's like relationships are built around sex. If he's good in bed, I'll stay with him. If he isn't, I'll leave.
No. But the first, listen, sex takes...
That's my opinion.
All right, sex takes length.
Let me say all.
No, but we all sort of, we think because of movies and crap, we think, we're going to meet someone. Okay, let's say there's sparks and chemistry. We're going to land up in bed and it's going to be smooth sailing. That is not a reality at all.
No, it's not.
No, not at all. It takes time to get used to someone, to learn what they like. Communication is key, but we're sort of diverging a little bit into obviously sex in the bedroom, which we'll get into. TG's fiddling with my lights. I had an amazing book, and I think I lent it to someone and it disappeared, but I'll try and get another copy. It was an incredible book about dating, and We're so consumed with, oh, we like the same music, we maybe like the same things, we sorry, my phone, we like the same things, but it goes a step further than that, and all whether religion's involved. Some people get together and they're not of the same religion. Some make it work and some don't. The truth is that, okay, so what I'm experiencing now, obviously with South Africa being in the turmoil that it's in, I'm finding a lot of couples that are my friends. One wants to immigrate and one wants to stay. These are questions, I think, foundation questions that you need to discuss if you're serious. And I think dating in that sense should be that you meet lots of people, you go out, you have a jol, there's no too serious, you allow yourself, say, a space of 6 weeks to say to someone, listen, I'm busy dating. You're not the first person I'm dating. And if a guy doesn't want to be in that space and feel like he has to step up to compete, it happens in nature where males fight it out, but obviously we're not going to do that today. But I think a woman or a man has the right to choose. But I think open connectionness and open communication, and to say to a girl, listen, I am seriously looking, if you're serious about being in a relationship, I'm seriously looking for the one. And I am going to be dating a few other women it doesn't mean I'm going to sleep with them necessarily. But you need to really try and figure out what you want. What kind of life partner do you want?
And 50s dating was like that. 50s dating was kids in a group. They used to date in groups often. And you never, that's how I remember it from seeing movies, reading books and stuff. It wasn't so exclusive off by yourself. Kids tended to date like kind of in groups, and you get to know each other naturally, which I think is the best way in a group setting. There's no pressure, no list of what's your favorite color, what do you do for a living. You get to know each other organically. It's just kind of like friendly dating is what it is. And then obviously you do have dates without the friends all around, but it's nothing ever heavy. It's not going to the drive-in so the guy can jump you and then you're off in the back seat. It's light dating. Getting to know people without all this, let's hand down the shirt and up the pants straight away. Or up the skirt, sorry.
Well, that's horny teenagers. I mean,
it's horny teenagers.
My son
teenagers are going to do that.
Yeah, but my son, I mean, I begged him not to get involved with someone that he was friendly with. And I think he's now gotten such a fright. And they weren't physical. That he's actually off dating for like a while in a way. But you must see what the teenagers lately, and maybe it's happening amongst young adults as well, probably, is that men and women with this whole bi-gender racial thing, is that guys are just, people are like, they don't particularly have a type. They'll try female, male, or women will try female, male. I heard a story. We were at a dinner party and some girl said she met this guy from work and he'd been flirting with her, and they went out and literally she was standing there and he went off talking to some guy and she's like, what's going on? Like, is it a friend of yours? What's happening? He's like, no, well, whoever hits it off first with me, I'll be taking them home. And like, that's just so freaking shallow. And the thing is that dating, we've become so, I think, instant gratification that we miss the mark,
I blame social media because social media stopped. It's to connect you. The only thing you're connecting with is hardware. You're not connecting with software people. People need to connect. We've lost social skills in a way because you're not really interacting with somebody on a phone the way you can be face to face, where you can read facial expressions. You can look in the person's eye. You can read body language.
So, hi, no, all good. Someone said that he tried. Oi. Sorry, Camel. Welcome. So what I did with TG. So this is a bit of a limb. So I was very after my so I've been married technically 1.5 times. The half time people go, huh? Have you been married a half time? The truth is that it wasn't a proper relationship. He couldn't leave his mother's curtails, but yeah, so he never actually moved. Crazy. It was a crazy experience, and one day I'll talk about it. But you have to decide, I think, what kind of relationship you're looking for, and know what you want. Know you want someone either to travel with, someone who's easygoing, and so I was sorry, so I've sort of sidetracked. But when I decided, my friend said go on Tinder. Now this is what, five years ago? How many years ago? 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So, and she's like, only, and it's connected to Facebook, so only sort of go for people that you might have common friends. And the interesting thing with TJ is I didn't know any common friends, and I thought, he looks sweet, what's the harm in trying? And of course, all the same things on Tinder. Hello, how was your day? What do you like? So I said to him, are you prepared to give me your number? And he was like, sure, here's my number. So we WhatsApped a bit. Now, anyone who knows me knows I hate frickin' text. I hate it. To me, I have two left thumbs. I can't frickin'.
Yes.
I prefer I'll send you a voice note. Or maybe I'm just old school that way, or I'll rather phone you. I have a thing, if you're going to send me a longer voice note than 1 minute, it should be a phone call. So yeah,
that's a good rule.
So, and I decided, and we were chatting, he obviously liked what he saw on my profile, and we were chatting about, and then I thought, stuff this, I'm going to phone him. And he got such a fright, but he was so impressed that I actually took the initiative to phone him, that he was like, okay, so maybe this girl's actually serious. But again, you don't want to come off too needy. But I must say, I think TG had an absolute playbook. And that's the thing. Do women and men have playbooks?
Yes.
TG, and one day TG can do a stream about how he literally playbooked me proper. Even his little sayings that he'd say to me, after leaving, would keep me guessing. It was a real Casanova, Mr. TG over there. So I got, and not that it was, but you girls and gals, you have to be careful. You have to guard your hearts, but you have to know that you sort of have to have your main things that you want in a relationship, like integrity, honesty, the same beliefs. It just helps you guide what you really, really want. I believe.
Yeah, I think you also should know what you should have before you even start dating. Have a little bit of idea of what you won't do, what lines you won't cross, and because that's a good thing to also have. This is what I won't do. This is what I don't want somebody that does this. I don't want somebody that does that, and not have those. I'm not going to put it here. It's kind of like a don't list. There's a do list and a don't list.
A do list and a don't list. We'll tolerate that.
Yeah. And even if you don't know what kind of a guy you're looking for, because not everybody knows, that's what dating is for, to see, hey, maybe I like the quiet introverted guy. Maybe I like the tall blonde guy. Maybe I like a guy who's a bit more outgoing. I don't know. You won't know until you start dating. And that's what it's like. I think the worst thing ever is for young kids. They get so obsessed. They get a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They're besotted with them. It's like, young love. It's all the hormones kicking in, and you don't even know this person. And the next minute, there's a girl pregnant, or whatever, or it's like you're so young.
They think we were meant to be together because we had so much in common, or they like the same music. I think it goes deeper than that. And I personally, I've said to my son, I strongly said to him, listen, you oaks are friends. And now guess what's happened? He got a bit, it was too much for him, too much pressure. And he just decided, I'm done. And now this little girlie, we had a really good relationship with him. And I kept telling the parents, You know what? They're young. You never know what can happen in 10 years' time. Let them just be friends. Why are parents pushing their kids into relationships?
Exactly.
We've got our entire 20s and 30s to do this.
Because that's the whole thing. It's like, why do you want to grow up? It's the irony. Look, I can remember being 16. When you're 16, you think you know everything, and you want to grow up so fast. You want to be an adult. You want to be out of the house. You want to have your own money. You want to have power. You don't want to have your parents telling you what to do. You want to be owning the world and out there. And then you realize as you get older, shit, I should have actually been enjoying my life a little bit more with normal stuff instead of obsessing about having a boyfriend. When I was young, I was also obsessed with having a boyfriend. And we'll look back at it now and go, I wasted so much time wanting to have a boyfriend, focused on having a boyfriend, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a boyfriend. For you to be independent on your own, out there and being okay with it. In today's world, maybe yes, but actually not so much. There's still this pressure of this. If you're not being with somebody, then you at least have had sex with somebody recently. Otherwise, you're an old fuddy-duddy, or you're on the shelf, or what the hell. So the whole dating thing, I wish they'd bring it back. I seriously do, because I think it would take so much of this pressure out of everything. Put a bit of fun in, because dating is
maybe with COVID, we should be creating an app or something where you do go back to simple dating. And if you want to hook up and have sex with just random people, then there's another app for that. But JC says a very, very interesting thing. And don't think you can change someone to fit your picture. So I agree with that, but there has to be compromise in a relationship. There has to be a bit of compromise. No one is going to fit in your little world to its entirety.
You always compromise to a certain extent, but not like changing the person. It's like if you went out with that wild party man, and then the next day you expect him to sit at home with you, well, I'm sorry. What do you think he's going to do? It's like, it's expecting somebody to be completely different, which I saw a lot of. It's like, you're all out in the club, you're the wild party girl. Then you get the guy you got your eye on, and then next weekend, where they? Oh no, she won't let me come out because she doesn't like me to see her friends, and she wants to be at home, or she wants me to visit her, or she wants me to go to the movie. Those. Have you seen it happen? It's like you try and change a person. But that also, I think, is just comes very much with people don't really know who they are.
And also things like, well, do you want kids? Do you actually want kids? When do you think you're ready for kids? Where do you want to live? Where do you see yourself? I know of a couple some years ago. They were the sweet, everything was Facebook kisses and roses and always sweetheart, angel bear and cupcakey and all this sort of thing. She was totally career driven and he wanted to start a family, and she just one day up and left, like out of the blue, and everyone was absolutely shocked because this was not what they were showing to the world. It was unbelievable. It was the biggest shock, and I feel so sorry for him. Look, he remarried now, and I hope he's very happy. He's a fantastic chap, but you have to, and maybe people grow apart, maybe, but I think when it comes to dating, also, gents, this is a little tip. When you date, don't wear what you'd wear to Sunday best at the dinner table. You wear plain general clothes like jeans, shoes, like black shoes, your normal shoes, tackies, whatever. Be comfortable, and a plain black shirt or navy blue shirt. Women tend to be very, very fussy. Like I went on a date with a guy, and I swear his shirt was so hectic. It had plaid colors everywhere, and it was all over the place. And I just was like, if I seriously date this guy, and he seemed nice, and maybe I was being a bit shallow. Okay, I had already met.
Yeah, what? This is a big don't. This is a big scare the shit out of somebody, and this happened to me. Yeah. Now, do you remember masquerades in Joburg? Did you ever go to masquerades?
No.
Okay, anyway, yeah. So, masquerades. When was it? Standard 8, Standard 9. was it Matric? I think it was Matric. And we got out, and some guy at the bar, Spanish guy, buys me a drink. Oh, hello, hola, hello, drink the drinky, talky, can't really understand a word he's saying. And carry on with my life, my night. I'm not lying. Fucking the next day, he arrived at my house on a bicycle. I don't know how the fuck he got my number. And on top of that, he pedaled from 15 Ks away. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, bet you what's at the bar? You're up in my house. How did you get my number? How do you know where I live? And you pedaled here from 15 kilometers. It's like it scared the shit out of me. And then my father's entertaining him in the lounge. I went and phoned my friend and then pretended that she called me for an emergency. Just left. I left him there with my dad. And I ran away. I couldn't. I was like, so my dad was being friendly. My dad should have actually just tasted him at the door. But my dad was that kind of a person. He was like, hey, come in. Want a cup of coffee, beer, drink,
Sure.
Who are you?
He lucky wasn't a freaking serial killer.
And another time, I met this other guy, also arrived, and I didn't realize that he was very, very Muslim Arabian kind of, might just take me off to the harem kind of a dude. Okay. I was actually scared he was going to. My mom was getting those vibes. She didn't want to let me go out with him, and I insisted, which was stupid. But anyway, and then we went to go watch Flatliners, the movie. And I think that kind of scared him off me completely. He dropped me off at home with not a word, and I never heard from him again. So thank you, Flatliners. You saved my life.
This is advice. If you do not like your date, go to a movie.
Don't go.
Do not. What do you mean?
I said if you don't like your date or you're getting vibes, don't go. Sometimes you've been protected. Like I think I was protected on certain occasions because when you're young, you're sort of dumb. That's why I think dating in groups is much safer than being on your own. Because you don't know everything when you're young. Your brain's still growing. I mean, you only get it by 21.
Yeah, but I think the men are watching to get insight into the ladies' way of doing things. So
yes, well, ladies' way. Look nice, look presentable. Don't have rubbish on your shirt.
Don't overkill it. Don't use the entire bottle of Axe. Don't. Just make sure you have a shower.
Don't arrive an hour before the time and put her under pressure. Don't do that. Don't arrive too early. Oh, worst dates ever been on.
It's like I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay, but we'll get back to that. Introverts like me.
Yeah, I've had a worse date, but I don't think I can tell you on the air what happened on that day.
This is the thing. Introverts like movies. You're not gonna get to know someone. What do you think? You're gonna like mentally telepathy through the movie? No, unless once you get to know them, yes, then you can decide. Yes. So often people won't like that genre of movie, and then the girl sits and goes to the movie, and she doesn't like the kind of movie, and then it's like it's buggered before it's even begun.
I think, like you said, bar is a first date, restaurant a second, movies a third. Fourth date, usually most people
something adventurous.
Something adventurous. Yeah, something fun or something. And then you go from there, and then it descends into non-dating. It stops being dating. Just like then you're like boyfriend, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as dating actually goes. It's like the third or fourth date.
Correct. Movies is the worst idea. If you don't like the guy, go to movies. And then make him sit through a rom-com.
Yeah.
No. So, and also don't go, if you really like the girl, don't do the dinner thing. Do drinks. Keep it light.
Yes.
The worst thing is to try and force a girl to sit through an hour of like a meal and everything. But on the other hand, be a gent. Yeah, nothing to say. Try and look up interesting conversation, things like I think good conversation questions are, what would you do how would you handle yourself if the world maybe ended, or I don't know, something different, something that makes a person think. I don't know. I have to look into this. We'll discuss it again.
Or that's one side. Or the other side is you can actually be very, very clever, and you just get your date to talk about herself, and you don't even have to say anything really. Besides, so tell me about you. You get them to talk. By the end of the day, they will think you're such a fabulous listener, and you've actually never really said anything. And that's what women want to be listened to in the first date. You let them talk about them, and let the woman talk about herself, because she'll be so like, oh wow, he seems really interested in me. Just like, tell me about you. So what do? Let them talk a bit more, and then when it's the point like, oh, so tell me about me. That to me is a cue to a guy. She's interested, because now she's asking about you. But flattery.
Don't over. I went on a date with a dude. Oh my God, he wouldn't shut up about himself.
What?
I went on a date with this guy. He would not shut up, and he'd tell me all these long stories. And it's like, oh my God! Like you want to have turns. You want to.
Yes.
So, and of course, Amy's like sex too. No, Amy, this is what we're saying. Amy. We're saying we need to bring back original dating. She's joking. Of course, she's joking. But what we're saying, and this is the thing about dating, you don't have to have sex with people. You should tell the person, listen here, I'm trying to find a serious partner. I'm going to go on different dates. You need to step up. But I also feel women can be I don't know. But look, if there's no chemistry there, yes, the Bru's got it. Take her to a comedy show. Make her, you also don't want some frigid cow that can't laugh at anything unless that's your personality. A comedy show is great. Or out double date with friends, maybe meet another couple. First of all, I think when I really liked a guy, I was so nervous, like I couldn't eat anything. And then of course, women like to order a salad because they don't want to seem like they're, like the biggest pasta. In fact, how do you know if a guy likes you? So these are some hints how do you know if a girl likes you? So TG, see if you agree. So if a girl's playing with her hair a lot, or like, checking her makeup and making sure, and generally she might like you. She'll be nervous, obviously. Also, when she's talking to you, if she's holding a glass and she's like playing with the glass, then she likes you. If she's very relaxed, maybe not. Also, it's important to be honest. I think for both men and women, if you've gone on a date, say, listen, I had a nice time, but I just feel that I don't know if this is going to work for me. I don't know, unless I've been changed. I had a friend who, what do you actually do or say when a girl asks you, so tell me about yourself?
You say, Nico, well, you know what? I'm way more interested in you. You're far more fascinating. Tell me about you. Deflect back to the girl. Really, deflect, because in a first date, that's when you can do stuff like that, because you're still getting to know them. Get them to talk about themselves, then they feel flattered because they can tell a bit about themselves. They start feeling comfortable, and then they go, wow, he's interested, and then they relax a bit. Then by the time it gets to you, you've got something to say, because she's actually started telling you stuff about herself. She does painting. Oh, I like painting. Oh, that's something I can ask her about. And just keep it natural, It's we don't need to be asking each other's deepest, darkest secrets on the first date. It's like fun stuff. Like, what movies? So, what have you seen recently? What good movies have you seen? Tell me about yourself. Well, that's a very, that's why I deflect back, because what they want to hear is what they're actually thinking of. This sounds a bit weird, but the world is your mirror. So when she's saying, tell me about yourself, she actually wants to see if what you're going to say about yourself aligns with who she is. So let her talk about herself first, then you know where she is, then you can come back.
No, I think it should be one, maybe, I don't know.
But that's me.
One. But also talk about what was the naughtiest thing you did at school? Maybe talk about that. What was the worst thing you got into trouble? what fun what did you do on your matric holiday, or an experience that everyone sort of resonates with? What was the worst thing you ever did with your parents not knowing? Or it's so hard, and obviously people should put their best foot forward, but there's things that come up like control, abuse, jealousy. It's hard, and you need to understand, like, maybe ask, are you a jealous person? Are you a possessive person?
I don't think they're going to tell you that, though, would you? Because that's not nice attributes.
Okay, Amy says no. No what? No what? No. Okay, no what? I know we're being disagreed. It's fine. It's actually the most sensible advice I've ever heard. Okay, well done.
Oh, wow,
well
thanks,
done.
Nico.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with the boring stuff. What do you do? Where do you work?
Oh, she doesn't like talking me ass, but
talk about something fun. What's the craziest? What's the craziest in your family? What's the craziest?
What was the last movie you enjoyed? What was the last movie you enjoyed?
Those are sort of easier questions, I think.
But then it's an intro. It's like an intro question. What movie did you enjoy? I enjoyed The Hangover. Oh, wow.
What if someone says, "No, I don't watch movies"? Okay, well then ask, "What's your favorite?" I go in for the hard questions first. All right. So what are your first top 3 hard questions, Amy? Tell us. By the way, do you want to come on the stream?
You guys are here again.
Nick Mueller. Hello. Nick Mueller. Hi. So yeah, these
I don't go, I think going too heavy in the beginning is like, you don't want to scare people off. You know what I'm saying? It's like some questions are like a 3rd, 4th date kind of question. Like in the beginning, just keep it light. Like Sana, she looks beautiful. Wow, you look beautiful tonight. That's a beautiful color on you. Is that your favorite color? It's not that hard to make small talk. This is a great place. Glad you picked it. What made you pick this place? Oh, what's your favorite drink? Oh, strawberry daiquiri. Can I buy you one? It's easy to make small talk. It's just you get nervous because you want to make a good impression, and in a way, you're kind of being selfish because you're focusing on yourself. You're worried about. It's like, I'm feeling awkward. I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Rather, it's like, take yourself out of yourself and focus on her. That's why I say, for me, because I can do that. That's why I've developed this thing for me. Deflect back and let them tell a bit about them. Then you get a little bit more comfortable, not so nervous, and then conversation will start to flow. It will just flow, You just got to get over the nerves of,
Amy, I've sent you the link. And it's hard not to be nervous, especially if you really like the person, and you can tell them, sure, I'm so nervous, or maybe not. You want to come across confident, but at the end of the day, you're trying to find someone you really connect with. But Amy hopefully will join us just now, and she can give but she's in the dating scene currently. Yes, you should. And I've sent you the link. So if you're listening, okay, the Brew's like, I'll be right back. Sure, sweet.
Yeah. That's why a bar first date is the perfect first date, Ruth. I agree with you. Because you go to a bar, it's going to be a little bit loud. So there will be no silence where the conversation goes dead quiet. You're in a bar. And you have to talk a little bit closer, and it's, a bar it's kind of, it's weird. A bar is like intimate without being too intimate at the same time. You have to stand closer to talk to each other, but you're also talking a little bit louder, and there's people around you. So it takes kind of the pressure off, These people are, to me, it takes the pressure off. It's not such a serious situation where you're going to be stuck like sitting at the restaurant now. You run out of conversation. You're just looking at each other, waiting for the main meal to arrive. Something awkward. You just have another sip of your drink. You go to the loo or whatever. Or a nice song comes on. Oh, wow, I like that song, Cool.
So JC says, I was once told I'm very blasé. So I think to get this, blasé meaning
bland.
Bland. I don't know. I'm actually going to look up the word. So
Blasé. Blasé, you don't really
unimpressed
care.
with or indifferent to something because one has experienced or seen it so often.
You're not impressed. It's like you don't get too excited, or you just like middle of the road. It's like, there's Michael Jackson. Wow. Kind of.
No, you
middle
have
of the
to
road.
show. Women like to see passion. Women like to see this excites you. And it might not be sports. Ask them, were they sporty or they? It's so. I think I need to do another show on this. We need to look at what are the main key fun questions. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. What's the fun
How
questions?
to make small talk. How to make small talk. That's a very good stream you should have. Because people struggle with that. How to make small talk. And a first date, you're making small talk. There's somebody that you possibly hope you can have like a long-time connection. But it's small talk, basically. Small talk with a little bit of a purpose because you want to get to know about them. But yeah, you know what? It's tough. If I go back to when I was younger, please, I'm two different people now. I was very much a wallflower, very quiet. So all of my wisdom has come from experience. And if I could go back in my 19-year-old little body there, I would be rooting the roost. I'd be having such a party because I wouldn't have. I'd go there being confident in who I am. I don't give a crap about anybody else. I don't care what you think about me. If you don't like me, you don't like me. So what? Move on. Whereas when you're younger, you're still trying to connect. It's because I'm older now, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of like it's me having to look back on the younger me concept, kind of dating and even maybe pre-marriage, because marriage also makes you grow up in a different way, if you know what I'm saying. Because now you're responsible, you got a family. Dating doesn't have the same meaning, and marriage brings its own kind of lessons in life and whatever. So the people I feel the worst for, the people who've been married for 45 years, something happens, they're alone, and now they've got to get back into the dating pool. That's the worst, because it's like they've missed 34 years. Yeah, it's for us it wouldn't be too bad. It's a minefield, but these days I don't even think there's much dating. It's like you go to pub, hey, I like you, hey, get it on, and then maybe you hook up again. It's just hookups, actually. I think it is a lot of the time. Hookups.
Keep it.
Not all, yeah. But I'm out of the loop, Ruth. I'm out of the loop.
To become out of the loop in a way, but I mean, I did go on lots of dates, and you'll get a feeling if someone's not exactly right for you.
Yeah.
There's no sort of chemistry, but for guys, I think it's hard because they're scared, they're nervous. Just them maybe asking you out has taken so much courage to get to that point. And you've got to, if you're looking for something and the guy's interested in you, give him a chance, at least give him a chance. But if there's no real chemistry, be straight with him and say, look, I really just, I don't see this going anywhere. But I mean, I've also had like what Jim calls a red pill, where I thought I didn't like a guy, and eventually it did. I liked him, He showed me that he really, really cared for me, and it impressed me. So, but don't allow yourself to be used by women and vice versa by men. And I think if you overly...
Yeah.
Have you seen that 500 Days of Summer? Anybody?
I sort of started watching it. It's like, there's some movies I start watching, and then if I'm not really interested, I just don't watch it again. It's like that was one of those movies.
Yeah, it was
I saw the end of the movie. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm just weird when it comes to movies. Some movie, it's like if everybody also watches the movie, I will deliberately not watch it because I don't like doing what everybody else is doing.
Yes,
I'm a bit
screwed
up in the head.
Yes,
so 10 years later, I'll watch it and go, wow, I just watched Titanic. Where have you been?
I'm just looking at that 12 Steps of Intimacy.
Yeah, there's actually so many, and they're such simple things. It's from holding hands as a step of intimacy, hugging is a step of intimacy, and there's other sort of steps along there that are not all physical. They're also like communication wise. It's it's like learning that there's boundaries, that person's body is sacred and that's their space, and you've got no right to just invade their space unless you've been invited. And that's like something that straight away builds up. I think especially if you on a first date with a woman, don't get too touchy-feely initially. I don't think, because me initially it makes me uncomfortable. Okay, hello, how are you? Maybe a quick hug if you're a huggy kind of person, or don't get too touchy-feely until you know that person. Because to me, it's just like, I don't even know you, dude, and you're like up in my goodies. I'm like, let's just back off a little bit. And at the end of the date, you're okay or something. But that's just me. I think you got to just
Amy.
have boundaries. Hey, Amy.
Hi. Hi.
We're both doing flop hair thing. Oh my God.
What?
This hair. I said we
relax,
both I'm on flop this side and she's on that side. See?
Let me just pull my top up before Chris says anything.
Is Chris still here? He said he had to go, and I know that he's already started. I think he started his live stream. He's back on YouTube, it seems. So yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Hello, Chris. I miss you.
So Amy, we've also discussed this. We hate. So what is the worst things a guy can do on a date, Am?
Touch me.
Okay.
Hey, you see, I wasn't alone in that.
On the first date, especially.
Yeah.
On the first date.
That's a big no-no for me.
Also, okay, I'll tell you one of the worst dates I ever went on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said movies are like such a bad idea, because you don't get to speak to the person.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just sitting in a dark room and you're watching this movie that you may not even enjoy.
Like. Exactly.
Yeah, I just don't take me to a movie. Don't do that.
Agree. There's
so
fun
I went.
things.
Also, don't talk about your ex-girlfriend.
Big no-no.
Big no-no. Yeah, avoid it. Unless it's Agree.
So I went on a date with a guy. I think about 3 years ago. And I was like, okay, I'm interested in dating again. Let's see where this goes. We met at a restaurant, and I looked at him and I'm like, oh God, no. I just looked at him and I knew there was nothing there already. Because you base things based on how people look. Yeah. It's physical attraction. That's the first thing that you notice about a person. And you can call me superficial, you can call me that, but it does boil down to looks as well. But anyway, we sat down.
It's attraction.
It is.
There has to be initial chemistry.
Yeah, they does. I can't talk.
Okay, so say yes. So carry on.
He spoke about his wife for like the first half an hour, his ex-wife. Okay, they were busy going through a divorce, and I'm just like, oh my God, I have to listen to this bullshit and act like I'm interested. And the worst thing is, he didn't even ask me which movie I wanted to go see. He booked the tickets, he paid for everything, and I don't mind paying for stuff, I really don't. But at least ask me what I wanted to see. So we went and watched this comedy movie that wasn't even funny. And when I did laugh, this guy would act so weird. He would like look at me in the movie house and stare at me laughing, and I was just like so creeped out by that. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, and I have a no kissing rule on the first date. Like, I will not touch you. I will not kiss you or anything. I will not do anything physical with you. For the first couple times until I feel like I'm into you. And he kissed me. He stuck his tongue down my throat, and I'm like, okay, you've completely cooked your own goose there. That's a boundary that you've broken. So don't kiss a girl on a first date. Sorry.
Yeah, unless yeah. I think give her space, and if she maybe makes the first move to touch you, then maybe. But say, or you could say at the end of the day, say, I think it's so awesome if a guy sort of says, and you can feel like she's maybe touched you, or and like I said, there are signs. She plays with her hair. When she talks to you, she's fiddling with something. She's, you know, you get there are signs. There are signs. I don't know what the
like if a
guy's
woman
name
has
is.
crossed her arms like this, that means like don't touch me. That's like completely closed off body language.
Yeah. If she's open and relaxed, it's a good sign. If she's closed but don't clam up, just remember, if you offer something about yourself, ask her about something. Don't make it all about you. And work and those sort of things is boring. Make it fun questions like, what is the most adventurous holiday you've ever been on? What's the greatest place in the world that you've traveled to?
I love that stuff.
Like seriously, keep it. Not what do you do? What's your favorite color?
So I was on Tinder I was on Tinder for quite a while, and that is some tedious work. That is like effort. And I just don't. It's too much effort at the end of the day, and I just don't have time to talk to people. And it's always the same boring questions.
I think we need to answer the brew.
Answer the brew.
Says, I don't think you can. How do you know just by looking at someone?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, there's lots of tutorials on YouTube about body language.
Yeah, and
there's excellent ones.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And if you know, if you
in fact, there's another if. Sorry, Ruth.
So
I was going to recommend another channel. There's this other channel called Charisma. For guys, go to YouTube.
Ooh,
the guy specifically is teaching you about body language, how to chat, how to start a conversation openings, all that kind of stuff. He's phenomenal. Charisma, CHARISMA.
And for the ladies watching, I don't know if they are, but if you're a lady and you watch this, there's Matthew Hussey. Matthew Hussey, besides him being an absolute dish. Oh my God.
Thank you, Ruth.
Okay, but there's someone even better than him. And he's an Australian guy.
Yes.
And he is a vet. He actually studied to be a vet. Let me quickly grab it. Let me grab his channel and I'll post it. He is adorable. He's freaking hot.
Where's a pen? Oh, don't worry, I'll look back at the screen. All right.
But this is, and also so have you found that a lot of people on these dating sites, and also this is a giveaway, if you can't get hold of this person late at night or whenever, it's usually because they're lying, or they'll say, I once had a guy contact me and he's like, no, he works on an oil rig, so he can't take a call. I'm like, listen here, you talk like bullshit, like you know, like you got to be clever, you got to wise up. You know, they can only see you during the week, or they can't see you on weekends. They can't say goodbye to you when you want to say goodnight to them or something. There's something up there. Don't be fooled.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by they don't answer their phone.
So I posted the comment in the chat. It's the guy with the like pinky florally shirt. He is great. He has long hair, but it's okay. I'll forgive him.
Why don't you like long hair?
I don't like guys with long hair.
I mean, you like them to be neat. Beards or shaven, or a little bit of stubble?
Ooh, I like some stubble. I need some beard.
Yeah, I still like a bit of shadow. I also do. I don't like feeling like I'm looking at a young boy. I don't know. I like to feel like manly, like there has to be.
He's a man.
But then some women are different.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Hard, but I think sense of humor. If you can find a couple of dad jokes, if you can find a couple of good dad jokes, or something like an icebreaker, Maybe we should do. I know TG's got great pickup lines. In fact, TG should come on the stream because he is it your meow? He really does. Yeah.
I have to tell you, the Bruce joke on Joe's channel the other night is a complete hit.
Okay, what was it?
Did you hear his joke? On Joe Emilio's channel. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this joke.
Yes.
Two baby seals walk into a club.
And that was a freaking hit.
That was so good. I love
Your
it.
dark sense of humor, Amy. You must have another one.
A man with a dark sense of humor. You have me. You have me.
Oh, well.
A dark sense of humor.
And I know this sounds crazy. So, I do La Luna and we talk a bit about star signs and da-da-da. But I'm telling you, okay, so Amy, you're a Scorpio. Now, the brew happens to be a Capricorn like myself. And we do have a satirical sense of humor. And you might think like bullshit star signs, whatever, yada, yada. But there is a slight compatibility with the star sign thing. I'm telling you. Like
I believe in star signs.
Earth,
totally.
fire.
But,
like
it's just so cliche. What's your star sign?
Air goes well with fire. Okay.
I'm dating a Gemini.
Oh, not a good. Well, actually, not too bad. I used to know that stuff so well. A Scorpio, I'm Pisces. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Scorpio and Pisces are each other's soulmates. So you need to look for Pisces. Capricorn, I think it's like Sagittarius. Gemini's great. Gemini's great because it's an air sign. Air sign works great with water or with Earth. They can bounce between the two. So Scorpio and Pisces are great together. You wouldn't think so, but they're very good.
Well, they're both water elements. But Scorpios work well with Virgos.
Well, look, I'm going from Linda Goodman.
Well, this is a subject for a whole different stream.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was obsessed with astrology, and I knew that Linda Goodman book like back to front, and so I know because I'm Pisces, my soulmate's Scorpio. That's the only reason I say on that one. Oh, geez, my power plug went out. But what was I going to say? Gemini are great dancing between the two because my best friends are Gemini, and Gemini and Pisces get on well. Gemini and Scorpio get on well. Because Gemini are witty, they're very fun. They can be very loyal friends, and they're not too moody. So they're like great with I don't know if you know any other, but Geminis I know not really too. They get on with a lot of people.
Oh, you are what again, V?
I'm a Pisces.
So we soulmates then.
Yes, we soulmates, Amy. If it doesn't work out with my husband, I'm coming to knock on your door.
I have never met so many Pisces men in my life as on YouTube. Every single male literally on YouTube is a Pisces. I swear. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I get on really well with Pisces men. I have dated them. It just hasn't worked out.
They're very emotional creatures, and so can Scorpios. Scorpios are also very emotional.
No, Pisces are like emotional. Yeah, they're very emotional. They're the last star sign.
Who? Say that again.
Pisces are the last in the star sign.
Yeah.
Am I talking over you?
No. Okay, but we're helping guys. So it's if you know when the lady's birthday is happening, okay? By the way, there is a Telegram group if the people in the comments don't know, that you can join, and then we can discuss all these things.
Yeah, back to the point, yeah.
Okay. There is a Telegram group and we can ask all what has he said now?
But yeah, Ruth, in that way, know your star sign. Know your star sign and who your match is supposed to be. So if you ask what star sign are you, and you know, oh my God, you're totally different. Not going to work.
Amy, you are sucking an
Unless they
egg.
blow you up water.
I know.
Identifies as seal. I used
I
to go
love
clubbing
those.
a lot.
But I realized they were like $50 for a pack. I nearly pooped myself.
Yeah.
I think Virgos are awesome, but Virgos are very quiet. Yeah, eating
My
again.
husband's a Virgo.
Okay, they're very quiet.
They're very orderly, actually. They're quite perfectionist. They're quite chill people. Actually,
Very
Virgo.
OCD people. Very
Yeah.
OCD.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my husband is like a neat freak, and I'm a complete mess.
So
I'm a complete.
TG's
I'll leave it on the floor and I'll walk around it.
TG's also a Virgo. Yeah, look, I don't know. I think it helps to know what they are and just maybe look it up, maybe just to get an idea of what they are. I remember I met my first encounter with a Virgo. Look, and I'm not saying, in fact, my 0.5 husband, he was a Virgo. We did get on, but there were many other issues there. So yeah.
Yeah, even saying all of that
Telegram link.
doesn't mean it's written in stone.
Amy, can you put the Telegram link? You know me, I'm a bit off when it comes to these things.
Okay.
The new one, remember, not the old one we just changed.
Holy crap! I feel like
we keep it positive. There is a bit of current affairs occasionally, but it's mostly jokes, and when it's kind of lighthearted. But yeah, there is always. I think we're very close, a lot of us, and yeah, we and
there
if
we
any
go.
questions or ideas, then
I don't know how to add someone.
Can't you put the link in the comments? No,
I'm technologically challenged.
I don't know. I'll have a look, but look for the rebellious. No, what did I call it? I actually forgot. Not even the rebellious Ruth Telegram group. It's rebellious.
Yeah, I'll copy it.
2.0 rebellious group 2. Wait, hold on. I'm checking. Rebellious group 2.0. That's what it is on Telegram. I've never even gotten a. Nico, what are you on? I don't know how these things work. Yeah, Rebellious Group 2.0. Check it out. Oh yeah, we have to change.
Wait, hold on, my battery's gonna die.
Oh shucks. Okay, so 5 tips for boys. Do not talk about. Thank you, Ashley. But is the group public or private? Should be public as far as I know, I think. Blue, I don't know. Hold on.
5 things not to talk about. I say
your exes.
Any ex of any sort.
Oh my gosh. Just give me a second, guys.
Your drug addiction. The fact that you just left prison. Your mother.
Yeah, your mother.
And weird obsessions. Don't talk about those things. That's like all definite
or your last time you were in like the psych ward.
And the golden rule, you never talk politics and religion. Ever. On first dates.
Well, it would be nice to know if they were like, if they are of the same religion as you. Wait, how do we do this?
But that doesn't really matter. I mean, Christians have married Muslims, Jews have married, Shiite Muslims. It doesn't really matter because that you can overcome, I think. I just think it's like you want to get to know the person before you start asking all the heavy digging questions. It's like it's like why get into religion and politics. I mean, geez, that's starting a firestorm if you ask me. It's like really you don't know. You could be really touching a real sore point. Next minute you're having a shouting match in the restaurant.
You need to know if you have come with the main interest. You need to
the main stuff. What is the main stuff? Shame, Amy.
Is Amy
I
there?
Just think keep it
light, she'll come back.
Keep it fun. Don't get too heavy. Yeah. Don't get too touchy-feely. Look decent. Compliment the person. And don't take it so seriously. It's just a date.
And be
It's
nice
just the
to
day.
the waiter.
Be
Do
nice.
not be
Be
dicks.
complimentary.
Do not be dicks to the.
And don't and like I agree with Amy. That first thing of like you go to date and the guy just buys the movie tickets without even asking you what you like. That's like that's like a big no-no.
Don't order for the girl
like,
unless she says, yeah.
I'm not the little woman. Hey, dude, I haven't even met you yet, and you're already like planning my life. Yeah, you're deciding what I'm going to drink and eat. It's like if the only good thing about that is that would straight up tell you, no, this isn't for me. Politely have the meal and leave.
Look, JC says wants to know if they're an Antifa or Biden supporter. Yes, but remember these things, people can change their opinions about them. People can change. They just, most of the time, they need a freaking education. They need a freaking education, and they need to be taught maybe or seen a different point of view, and you can change them. What if you really like the girl and there was a miscommunication, or she laughed, sorry guys, excuse me, Biden, I don't know what's wrong with me, I'm not getting enough oxygen, and she didn't like Biden, and then you could show her like, listen, this is actually XYZ, and you never know, she might just come around. You can red pill people in some of their beliefs. It doesn't have to be okay. I don't know. Yeah, Amy's sorting herself out. Amy, just let me know in the comments when I must let you. Are you ready? Am, are you ready?
Let me in. Yeah.
But I found the people that initially you don't get on with in the beginning or have differing views or opinions are the people you actually end up being great friends with or getting on with better down the line. It's like those aren't stumbling blocks. It just all depends on, are your core values the same? Like, yeah, I don't believe in murdering somebody. I don't believe in raping somebody. Your core values, if they're the same, everything else is kind of fluid to me. And it just depends on you and that person, because if two people really love each other, they'll make anything work. They really will. But if you're looking for an excuse, you can make anything not work as well. I don't know. For me, dating. It's like, that's why I say if you're dating more than one person, you actually take the pressure off dating because you get practice at it. It becomes comfortable. If you're just dating once in a while, shit, yes, you're going to be nervous. But if you date a lot of people at the same time, it's like you take the nerves off you and you actually will get quite good at it. You'll get to find out what it is you want to know about. This is what I kind of like. I like, dating should be fun. It shouldn't be this like, out comes the questionnaire, 40 questions, what I need to know about you to know if you're the one.
I'm like that.
I was, and then I let it go. I let it go, and I went like, you know what? Sometimes I find they tick everything on the list, but they're still a dick and they weren't the right match. It's like, that's happened to me a couple of times. It's like, oh, he answered that question's great. He believes the same thing, this, and this. But at the end of the day, they still turn out to be a dick. It's like, so, it's like, I don't go by the list. It's like, did you ever watch that movie Singles? Singles was awesome. Bridget Fonda, she's in the beginning, she's got a long list of everything that a guy must be. This is what she looks for. You must be tall. You must have a deep voice. You must be able to sing. You must have a job. You must have this. You must have this. You must have this. You must have this. Then by the end of the movie, they said, okay, now I've shortened my list to, he must just say, bless you when I sneeze. Okay,
isn't that like setting? Yeah. Isn't that?
It's like she loaded a bit too low. But it's like, the point was, it's like sometimes the list is like, can be very constrictive, It's like I chucked out the list, and it's like, just like, okay, cool. Who's this person? And the more you know yourself, the more you know what you want, and the more you can tell on the, is this person for me or not? Because you can pick up signals. I mean, nobody's, you can tell. You get a vibe. Oh, I don't really like this guy. Oh, I don't know. This guy's kind of sexy. Oh, there's something about his smile. Okay, let's get to know him a little bit more. Oh no,
I like guys that are a bit rebellious.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
No, I'm a sucker for
bad boys.
I'm a sucker for the naughty boy next door. He looks very sweet and innocent, but he's a bad boy. That guy caught me a lot of times. Sucker, and a smile. There was these two. Oh no, I'm not going to mention them. No, well, they're not going to watch. They live overseas, but there were these twins. Funny, I'm married to a twin as well, but they were just, their bodies, seriously, they were shaped like broomsticks. There was nothing manly about them. They're like in their 20s, but they were like broomsticks up and down. Cute faces, nothing to write home about, but they had charisma and the most amazing smile. When they turned that watch up, it was like every girl in the room would just zone in on them. They just had that charisma, you know, and you fell for me. It's like, oh, so for me, it's a sexy smile. It's like, wow, it's a certain type of a confident kind of like a naughty boy. I know what you like, kind of.
Yeah,
I got you.
There's a fine line between being confident and being an asshole. Like,
yes,
I went
so it's like,
my worst date experience.
And that's the bad boy kind of where you're towing the line. You're kind of looking for the nice bad boy. You know, he's a bad boy, but he's not too bad to me. He's like naughty and rebellious, but he treats me right, which doesn't exist. I haven't. Did you ever find anybody like that? It's like the bad boy that treats you nice.
No.
Because you don't actually really want to be. That's the whole point of the bad boys. He's a rebel. He's out there. He's a bit of an arse, actually. He's a bit of an arsehole, but he's sexy.
I just go for bad boys and they just ruin my heart.
No, the truth is.
Well, there we go.
I think if you like a girl, don't laugh over her. And if she pulls back, you pull back. Yeah. And see. It's always, a woman always wants what she can't have. And the same works for a guy. We want
and they know it. She wants what she can't have. It's like, don't be too easy. You know? It's like there's nothing more off-putting than somebody that's like, and I'm sorry.
The worst is, what do you want to do?
Over you.
I don't know. What do you want to do? Have an idea. Have a plan.
Go play balls, dude. I want you to take me out somewhere. Surprise me. I don't want to have to come up with
things like acro branch. There's rock wall climbing. There's
where can you do that though?
Get something, do something physical perhaps, or
that's a good idea.
Well, give them a twist. Do you want to do something? Do you want to do something physical? Maybe horse riding, even. I mean, I don't know if people are even interacting with the horses. I mean, I love it. Do something different. You know, we've all been on the go to dinner movie.
No, I don't know.
That's why, like, I'm looking for. Well, I already have someone, but this person's very different. And I, you know,
paintballing.
What?
Paintballing. The brew says
paintballing is good.
That's quite
or laser tag.
I like a guy that can plan his future as well. Like, say, this is what I want with you. This is our plans. I also want to feel safe in a relationship. I don't want to feel like unsettled, like I don't know where this is going, because I've had a lot of that in my past, and I'm just like over that. Like, tell me what you want, because I'm sick and tired of playing games. If you're not into me, tell me. Cut it. Don't lead me on, please.
Yeah, I don't.
Guys can't do that, though, you know? It's like, they really can't. And I don't think it's always because they want to be mean. It's just they don't want to hurt their feelings. It's like there's another movie called What's Her Number, where the guy plays Captain America, Chris, whatever his name is. What's his name? Anyway, the other one.
Chris Evans.
Anyway, doesn't matter. So he lived across the hallway from Anna Faris, right? And there's always these beautiful tall supermodels coming out of his flat. And then he started, like, for whatever reason, they become friends, and he would hide out in a flat from these girls, and she would let him do it he was investigating something for her. And she said, "Why you do that?" He said, "You know, he just couldn't bear to break the girl's heart by telling her, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not that into it. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to break their heart. So he'd just like disappear, or like just not come back to his apartment, or not call again, which is what I think a lot of guys do. They just don't want to hurt a girl's heart, because it's hard to do. Guys, we are emotional masters in that sense. Women talk about their emotions all the time. Guys don't deal with it all the time. So
ghost.
That's how I feel.
So I'm going to talk about my experience that I had last year. I was in like a relationship type of thing, which wasn't, this person didn't see it as a relationship, but I did. And he was like, I should have just cut it from the beginning because I could see where this was going. You were getting emotionally invested in me, and I didn't want a relationship, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so I kind of led you on. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's so swak.
Don't do that.
That is like, yeah, exactly. That is like terrible. And I blame Friends.
What do you mean, Friends? The movie?
The series. You know how many episodes they had like that with the. Now, look, I'm obviously joking, but it's like it's also kind of like in the media. It's kind of in the consciousness of this thing of like you don't want to hurt the girl, or it's put out there. You don't want to say anything. You don't want to look like the arsehole, but you'll just like lead her on forever, and then just either disappear or break her heart at some point. By which point she's totally in love with you. And you like a dick. Oh, I wasn't really that into you. That's happened to me too. Wasn't really that into you at all. I mean, I did it with a guy for 3 years. I was absolutely besotted with this guy. I promise you now, if he told me go cut off your leg and give it to me, I would have done it. I was crazy about this guy. And what did he do? He totally used it and played it to his advantage. Look, he was a total
and it works
dick.
both ways.
Yeah, look, women could do the same. But funny story, just to end it, because just before he went back overseas, I don't think he'll ever watch this, so I won't mention his name. But just before he went back overseas, he was staying at a house for a week or two, because his flat had been let out or whatever. And he was staying in the spare room, okay? While he was still dating me, now this is freaking disgusting. He brought home a 15-year-old girl to the house, introduced her to my fucking mother, was telling, sorry, Mom, you're not the F. All my friends who didn't tell me anything about it, my mother who didn't tell me anything about it. Then when I found out about it, I went, okay. And he was out on a date because I was like, where's this guy? We're dating and he's not here. What the hell? We're supposed to be together. Then I found out all the stuff. So he was out. So I went, is it? All his suitcases were packed. I opened up all his suitcases, poured water in every single suitcase. Made all his clothes fucking sopping wet because he was leaving on the plane the next day. Took all his shit and fucking made it sopping fucking wet. Poured water in the bed. Closed it back up again. Waited for him to come back. Then I waited for him to go to his room and I wanted to see, could I hear anything? I heard nothing. Went and knocked on the door. Do you have a headache tablet for me? It was the funniest thing ever. He was lying in his bed with the cover pulled up to his chin with his eyes like this. And he didn't say a word. I went, no, I don't have anything.
Vanessa, you should have been on the Crazy Chick stream.
That's mild. I couldn't beat his car.
Let's just go back to, so guys, dress plainly. Jeans. If you're wearing a brown belt, brown shirt, it's like a thing. For me, it's black shoes, black belts, or tackies. Dress in like plain colors. Don't look like little Care Bear pony with like fancy colors or anything. Just like simple, plain clothes. Look smart, smell nice. Don't use the whole deodorant, but make sure you don't stink. Brush your teeth. And just breathe.
Be confident as well.
Be confident.
Be confident.
Yeah.
Women are like dogs. We can smell fear. Dogs can smell fear. We can smell it. It's like when you're fearful, it takes away a bit of the manliness and I start losing a bit of attraction.
Also, don't be a needy man. Don't be needy.
Yes.
It's a put off.
Because how are you supposed to protect us if you're being all needy? It's like we want to feel protected. I want to feel like you can pick me up, throw me over your shoulder, throw me on the bed, and I go, woohoo! Not that you're going to do it, but it's like I want to know you're a man. If something happens, you're going to protect me. Not that I'm standing up there with the baseball bat, which I flip and do. When the burglars broke in, guess who it was that jumped over the wall and got the TV back? It was me. I'm the one that jumps up and goes and gets chased. I actually chased this guy for 190. But I want to feel like you're a man. You must be a man. Come.
I need a masculine man because I'm quite feminine. So I need.
Yeah, and we need to feel that we can be put in our place if we have to. We don't want to walk all over you.
That is it, Ruth. That is it. You hit the nail on the head. I want a guy that also says no to me. Like, no, you're gonna like put me in my place, because I will ride you broken. Not in that way, but well, that too. But I will take advantage of you sometimes, because if you're a
That's
weak
a terrible
character,
thing.
if you're a weak
do,
character, like I'm gonna like take it to my advantage. I need you to also put me back in my place, and that's what I find attractive. Not all the time where you see necessary.
The guy stands up for himself.
Two-way.
It's like you're pushing the line. He says, "Hey, you're pushing it," or like, you know, that's taking it too far or whatever. But he stands up for himself. He's got his line in the sand. That to me is like so sexy. It's like you got your line in the sand. Now, no, oh wow, okay, you know, you're a man. You know, and for God's sakes, please, okay, this is now going past any dates. Please, guys, please, can you learn to fucking fix plugs and shit? Because I don't know what's happening to men these days. My God, they're useless. Nobody can put in light bulbs, or I'm unplugging the. Okay, no, my husband
Listen,
does it.
I said, TG. Actually, my son's light the other day burst the whole thing. We managed, and TG fixed it, and I said, "Yes, babe, you just got so sexy." Woo!
Exactly. My God, that's the sexiest turn on to a woman, a handyman.
A handyman.
And second sexiest thing to me is a guy who's just done the housework. Oh my God, I'll ride you right now.
Or make dinner or try.
Foreplay. Yeah.
Foreplay. But we're not talking about that yet. This is part one. How to get the girl on the date. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
We'll do this in parts.
What did I do to my screen? Yeah. No, that's a little bit ahead.
Yeah, it's a little bit ahead.
It's like far ahead. I don't envy anybody dating now. But look, if I was single and I wasn't married, it's like me who I am now, I'm far more confident. I know what I want. I know what I'm willing to put up with. I know who I don't want. And so I won't take shit. I won't take bullshit, and I'm not going to settle for some asshole. Or I'm not going to, because I feel like, oh, you know, I don't have those issues anymore. Those self-confidence issues that maybe feel like, oh, you know, because he's interested in me and he's fairly good looking, maybe I should be interested in him too, because, you know, that's kind of the right thing to do. I had that warped thinking at one stage, you know.
Okay, when a man is an asshole, there's nothing. I don't care if he looks like Chris Evans or James McAvoy. When he is a dick, he's ugly. And the same with a woman.
Yes.
And I said, don't get slaughtered on your date. Don't get drunk. There's nothing more uglier than, I went out with a guy and I liked him, but he became so drunk, my life felt threatened. And I was like, okay, it's not happening. The fact that you can do this, the fact that you can put this, no. Don't get wasted. If you really like the girl, be cool.
Please also don't stop drinking beer at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you know, personally, but that's just my personal preference. If you're a guy and you're going out with a girl, maybe try to order something that's not beer, because I tell you why. For me, I don't know about you ladies, but beer honks. It's like beer breath to me is so off-putting, and it's like the second you start drinking the shit, it starts coming out your pores, and then you start smelling like a brewery, and then it's like I'm kissing SAB. I don't want to be freaking kissing SAB. If you want to be sexy to a woman, get a shot of whiskey.
Not only to women. One of my comments says, "What's gay dating like?
Anyway.
What's the gay?" I get the feeling, because I know someone who's on Grindr. It's brutal. It's brutal.
I've never been on those.
Brutal.
To be honest.
I've
never been on any of those apps.
No, you wouldn't go on Grindr, darling. It's not for you.
Yeah.
When you study Roman's analytics on his woman following, we all know he orders what? Book Rockies that put themselves together. No, I like a man that can do things. I do.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel that he's a provider, he's a breadwinner, and maybe it doesn't have to be a handyman as such, but at least, you know, the worst is like you get stuck
you
on the side of the road, and the guy's like, well, I don't know, who are we going to call? Let me call my mom.
I just want a guy to take charge. Like, just be a
Like,
man.
woman, we're tired of always taking charge. Like, what did that Reese Witherspoon say?
Thank you.
She'd never, like, all these movies are the girls like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Never ever has a real woman in their lives said that in any situation ever, unless they're like completely not in touch with anything. So yeah, guys, show that you're a man and be cavalier. Open the door, even if it's and say, what would you like to order? You know, and it works both ways. Be a gentleman. Be nice to the waiter, even if the waiter fucks up. Just show respect to others. Don't be a doers, because that's.
I think kindness is one of the things that I look for in someone, and that trumps everything.
Oh, the only question I really would ask them out of anything is, so do you have any animals? Because in my book, anybody that can love an animal is already halfway up the ladder for me. Because if you can love an animal, you can love a human being. And if they say I hate animals, I'm like, I'm off that person. But
this is the red pill with
that's for me. That's just a personal thing for me.
TG is hypoallergic to literally everything. Like, and if he gets this influenza, between him and I,
anything with her.
There's anything with hair. And in the beginning, when he'd visit me and whatever, he'd have an allergic reaction, and he was like, actually, can't you get rid of my dog? Well, my dog is now his dog. Okay, so those things can change, but it's tricky. It's there needs to be compromise. There needs to be understanding. But guys, if you need advice,
that's my personal thing, because I love animals so much. So
see the brute tunes here. Never mind what she does. Pay the bill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree on that.
Because the woman often feels now she's obligated. Now she's like obligated to.
I'm with you, Brew. I'm flicking my head.
I disagree with that. On a first date, I would rather pay half.
I think it's a chivalrous thing to do. And that's me. I think it's a very sexy. It's like a very chivalrous thing to do for me. And maybe the second date I'll go Dutch. But like for a first date, especially if he asked you out, it's like for me, I say, okay, well then you asked me out. Okay, if you want to pay, fantastic. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Second date, go Dutch. I just think it's like very old fashioned, kind of 50s, and very, very chivalrous, and treating me like a lady.
I feel like he's expecting something from me.
Yeah, I understand that thinking as well. It's but by the end of the evening,
especially if you're not into them,
I can tell if you want something or not.
If you're not into them, and that's why I say keep it simple. First meeting, don't go necessarily for dinner. Go for drinks, and you can easily excuse yourself out of there if you have to.
Look, my personal preference on that is mine. But if you have to ask between the two which one to take, I take yours that go Dutch just as a safety thing. And just as like it makes you feel more comfortable. So you don't feel like you're also giving him the wrong signal if you don't really know him well enough to take advantage. Because a lot of guys do that. Let's be honest. They think they own you. They bought you dinner, now they own you. And sometimes they can make you feel like that too, especially if you're not confident in yourself. And you buy that bullshit, because you get manipulative men like that. They have like, did you watch Bridesmaids? Geez, that guy with her in the beginning, he's the classic example of a dick. He's a complete dick that makes you feel like he's not being a dick at all. He's being the hero. It's like, what did he say to her? I thought it was awesome. It's like she invites him to her friend's wedding as a date. They've been stooping for years, but he never lets her sleep over. She must always leave. She's always leave. She's not allowed to stay over. Not allowed to keep any of her clothes, but they've been stooping for a while, right? And then she wants him to come to a wedding, and he says, that would make you feel so awkward. wouldn't it make you feel awkward for people to know our current situation? Because, we're so happy with it. And I just think it wouldn't be nice for you. Kind of like it's all on her, those kind of dicks, those very manipulative ones that can play with your mind. It's like they make you feel like shit, but at the same time, they're the superhero and make you feel bad about even wanting something as normal as like coming as my date. Kind of those kind of.
Vanessa, I think I realized you watch too many movies.
Look, I'm just using those as analogies, but I've come across those people because that's a good analogy. If somebody wants to go and see what a real master manipulator dickhead is like, that's that dude. He's awesome. He's like he's an F buddy, but he even calls himself there. So, at one point, she gets stranded. He comes up. He goes, "Hey, fuck, buddy," and she's like, still not getting it.
Yeah, see, I was that like 2 years ago. I will never be friends with benefits with anyone ever again. Nope.
You see, that's why those ones just pop up for me because it takes you a long time to kind of like learn your lessons and like eventually go, nah,
You either committed to me or not. There's no carvies here. It's either 100% or nothing. That's it.
And also to learn to be okay with being by myself. Not being afraid to be alone. I'm quite happy if I'm not married tomorrow, I can quite happily be by myself. It doesn't worry me. I don't have that need, to be with somebody. I'm going to be with you because I want to be with you. I'm not going to be with you because I don't want to be alone and I'm so desperately lonely because that is.
Yeah, but eventually you become. It depends.
You need companionship, Ruth, but there's too many people. Like so many people I know personally. It's like their life. They're not living their life because they're waiting for this person who's going to come and complete them, and their life is so miserable because they don't have a boyfriend. It's like, no, your life is miserable because you fucking miserable. If you're miserable, do you really want to attract somebody while you're in this state? You're going to attract shit.
No, you have to. So there's an ideal. Being half a person, there's that saying that some people say if you're half a person, you look for another half a person, and then you become whole. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to be a whole person. Know what you want. Know your integrity. Know which things piss you off about. Like, how would they treat someone like a beggar, or how would they? What are you? What?
No, yeah, you're right. Know what pisses you off.
No, the integrity. If you find out this person is like stealing from their company big time, how would you handle it? How do you handle someone that's, these are things you need to think about. And these questions in life come up a lot.
It's like
if you got cancer, would they bolt or would they stay? If you got disfigured in an accident, or God forbid lost an arm, or who are they? What makes them tick? What's their fiber?
That's a tricky question, that one.
Because this whole thing, marriage, love till death do us part, health for what's it for health and better, and blah blah blah, for better or worse. It doesn't always work like that. And I mean, people, you need to really
half
think.
the time you want to kill him.
And some people I just can't stand in consideration. I can't stand in consideration. It drives me batty. Be considerate.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if you just,
but I think we've touched on a lot of points.
But I think really that you know what they haven't done. It's like you get pre-marriage, prenuptial counseling, right? You should have pre-dating counseling, like a course on how to date, just how to date.
Yeah,
what you need to look at.
And there's lots of advice on YouTube.
No, it's just if you're serious about, just go look that stuff up and then just go from there. But it's also confidence comes with experience. It comes with a bit of age. You know what you want. You know what you want to accept. Yeah, and I mean the kind of. Did you? Yeah.
No,
the shit I put up with then, I would never put up with now, man.
No.
I mean, I had a guy take me to his girlfriend's fucking 21st. I don't even know it was his girlfriend. I was sitting in the corner with my other friend, feeling like, oh my god, what the hell's going on here? What an asshole! And I still dated him after that. He was very cute, but I still wanted dick.
Do you think it's women settle because we have daddy issues? Do you think? Look, I think there's also a book called Why We Love Too Much.
Yeah.
Why
you know
we
what it is? It's just you don't love yourself. It's as simple as that. You don't know yourself. You don't love yourself because if you love yourself, you won't put up with shit. You just won't put up with shit.
I would rather be
more
single
than
for
that.
the rest of my life than put up with a man's shit like that.
Exactly. And unfortunately,
also women's shit. We must remember, women's shit is also, we're not easy, but I think when it comes to us, we want consideration. We want guys to kind of, even if we've worked the whole day, help us make dinner. Don't sit there looking at your phone or whatever. Come to the party. But anyway, I think
we've talked enough. But I don't know if you guys got anything from that. A lot of people, they kind of do, bro. They kind of marry their fathers. I do think a lot of women have got daddy issues. But I think a lot of boys have got daddy issues too. And you know what? I came across this interesting study. It said if you have to have one out of the two parent figures in the home, the most important one, and you'll be shocked to hear this, is the father. A father out of the home is more psychologically damaging to a child than a mother out of the home. And they did so many studies on this, and it's like.
Wait, what do you mean out of the home? Wait. What do you mean out of the home? Do you mean
the psychological impact of not having the father in the home is more detrimental than not having the mother in the home?
No. But that's no excuse to be in a cuck relationship. That is no excuse to be in a cuck relationship and fight in front of the kid all the time.
But there's something different. It's like with kids. And I saw this with my own daughter. That's why I didn't believe it until I saw it with my own daughter. It's like when you're the mother, you got your child, right? The mother's usually the disciplinarian, changing the nappies, don't do this, don't do that. Daddy comes in the room, it's all fun and games. Kid's face lights up. Father chucks them in the air. Fathers teach them bravery. They throw them in the air, they chuck it around. You're like, horror, don't dare do that. But the kid loves it. It's a growing experience. It's a bonding experience. And it's, for some reason, it's that kind of a thing that is the most, it's the daddy that's the most missed in the home. It's wherever the father isn't in the home, those households land up folding like a lot worse than if it was just like a male-headed house. I know it sounds crazy because I actually went to go look at it. I thought, no ways. It's the mother's more important because the mother's the nurturing figure. And yes, we are, but psychologically, it's like when you said daddy issues. It's like that's exactly what it is. We've all got daddy issues. The girls, the boys, we've all got daddy issues because the father is actually, that male thing is actually so important. And if you're growing up in a household where your father isn't like a strong man, or isn't the man of the household, the woman is, or whatever issues, maybe he's an alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic, or he's whatever, this, that, and other. It fucking scars you for life. It really does. There's something about the father figure that does it. That's why we all got. I'm going to do a series. I'm going to do a stream. We all got daddy issues. No, do you want to do it, Ruth? Actually, you came up with it. We all got daddy issues.
I've let my daddy issues go. I've suffered. No, I'm done. I'm not being a victim anymore. I'm not. It's not my space. It's not where I'm holding anymore. But I hope we've helped some of the gents. By the way, Nikunel, I see there are a couple of Nikunels on Telegram. By the way, you can also email rebelliousruthie@gmail. Spelled with a Y.
You're right
rebellious.
there, Amy. You look upset.
Sorry?
Okay. You look upset there.
I have a few things that I won't talk about online, just on that topic.
No, it's fun. It's making you think of stuff. I can see you thinking of something.
We all have our past parental growing up issues. We do. It comes with us. Like
everybody does. And everybody does. And it's not abnormal. And fuck it, I know it's shit, but it's part of life.
You don't talk about that on the first date.
Don't talk about your dad and your daddy issues on the first date.
Anyway, all right, guys. Cool. Thanks very much for joining me. And we had to do the Tuesday night stream. So have a great week for the rest of the week. Only 3 more days of the week. 3. I say 3 and I put up 4. Okay, TTFN, everybody.
Yes.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.